Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
Hey guys, this is Malika Singhania and you are tuned in to the Styleogram podcast, your one-stop shop for trends, fashion news, style tips, celebrity fashion and lots more fun stuff. Today we have with us the absolutely gorgeous Shaheen Abbas, who's going to talk to us about all things luxurious and stylish. Hi Shaheen.
Hi.
How do you feel to be on?
I'm happy to be on my first podcast.
We're so
especially
glad
with
to
you
have
doing
you
it.
here. Truly, you've always supported me in all my endeavors and I really appreciate that.
No,
Thank you so much.
Not at all. I'm happy to be here.
So Shaheen, let's get cracking. Tell us how you got into the jewelry industry and tell us a little bit about your childhood actually.
As cliched as it may sound, I actually got into jewelry because I grew up with a jewelry crazy mother.
Okay.
And it's and now that I have my own daughter, I just feel that how kids are influenced by what we do as parents.
Right.
And it was true love of jewelry, and 2004 is when I launched Flower Child, which was my high-end jewelry brand.
Yeah, and that was imitation jewelry.
Yeah, it was actually silver jewelry.
Okay.
So it was pure silver jewelry.
Right.
And and that was just because I used to travel so much. I used to always keep buying things from all over the place. And, my friends used to always say that, oh, please buy this for us and please get that for us. And so that's actually how it started, as I said, as cliched as it may sound.
No, but also back in 2004, we really didn't have very good imitation jewelry. It was more of the stuff that you got in Colaba Causeway and stuff.
Right.
So I think there was really a niche for it at that time.
I just feel that when I started Flower Child, I seriously believe I was in the right place doing the right thing at the right time, because nobody in the country at that point of time was doing the kind of pieces that I was doing, because my pieces looked really expensive, really exclusive. The design sensibility I think was fantastic, and thankfully at that point I didn't even have to market it or work very hard towards it, to be honest, because it just became a snowball, snowball effect.
I think you captured the market at the right time and you had the design sensibility, so it was a good combination of both.
Yeah.
But before getting into your jewelry, let's backtrack a bit, and you're a Bombay girl.
Yeah.
So where did you study? And
I'm a Bombay girl. I was a Bandra girl, and I went to school in Bandra. I went to college right here, and and I flew with Jet Airways, in fact, for a year and a half. It was one of those out of college jobs.
You were an air hostess?
Yeah, for a very short while. I was very young.
Yeah. Wow.
Actually, I'm still young, but that's besides the point.
That's true.
Yeah, so I flew for Jet for a year and a half, and that's where I met Roshan.
Okay, so and please tell everyone who Roshan is.
That's my husband.
Your husband and soulmate.
Yes, so that's where I met Roshan, and I got married really young, so I got married at 22.
Wow.
And and I actually started working and my career and everything after I had my first kid.
Okay.
So which was also very young.
So
it
you
was
had your
25.
first kid at 25.
24 actually, but I started work at 25.
At 25. So what made you get into work at that age?
That is the age, right, where you actually start working.
But with a kid, with a 1-year-old child.
Yeah, but I did. It was like fast forward in some aspects of my life. So wo sab ho gaya.
Yeah.
But of course, I had to do something with my life, and I definitely had to do something that I love and which I would see through. I didn't want to be one of those, I'm so bored and let's do this for 2 years and then let's do something else for 2 years.
Right.
So
you were very sure that this is what you want to do.
Because I love it so much, there was no doubt in my head. I just love it so much, and
you thought you'd be good at it.
Yeah, and probably at that time I didn't have a business plan as such.
Yeah.
But I knew that this is something that I'm going to see through till the end of my days, kind of thing.
Right.
And
also I think Roshan must have really encouraged you, because he himself is from this media field and knows a little bit about
he is in business himself. He runs very successful companies and stuff. So in terms of the business aspect, definitely he was a huge help, huge support, huge backbone even today, And I think the rest of it is, as I said, when you really love something and you really believe in what you're doing,
right,
the passion, the fire from it drives you to do what you do.
That's true.
And to do it well.
Right. So you did study it though. You went to America and you studied Gemini.
No, I started Flower Child in 2004, which was high-end silver jewelry. I did that till 2010.
Okay.
2010 is when I switched to doing fine jewelry. I said, okay, now I need to grow in what I'm doing and I need to take it a step further. And I wanted to get into fine jewelry. So for that, what I did is at that point, I went to GIA and I did a diamond grading course.
Okay.
Which really helps you, obviously, because when you're buying diamond packets and working with karigars and manufacturing units and everything.
Right.
It's nice to know your trade,
Yeah. Do you think it's important to study it? Is that the advice that you would give to people who want to get into the jewelry industry?
Of course, you have to have a basic understanding and knowledge, and you have to know how to see a diamond, right? I mean, because what if someone is selling you a piece of glass, and how will you identify?
Yeah.
And no, you have to have a basic background. Definitely, there's no two ways about it.
Okay. And how was the industry to break into for real jewelry? Because I know there are some very big families that are already in jewelry and which are known. So did you find it easy?
See, maybe because I was in the field already 6-7 years. I've been doing this for a long time. It's been nearly 12 years now.
Okay.
Of doing jewelry as such.
Right.
So I already had a basic credibility, and people knew who I was, and they knew the kind of work I did. And I had a very big client list at that time because,
Right.
So it was not so difficult, but it's actually been very, exciting.
Right. So what would your customer be, your ideal customer? Because it's not the same customers who are going to like a Tanishq, of course, or a Hazuri Lal. They're people who are going for bespoke and extremely couture sort of jewelry, I would say.
Right from the start, I've been of this mindset that I will make and I will sell only what I like personally, because it has to be an extension of my personality. And even now, I'm very obsessed with making very wearable, everyday pieces. I don't like locket jewelry. That concept anyway has gone out of the window.
Right. Tell us a little about locket jewelry. What is it?
Jewelry that I got in my wedding, which is lying in my locker.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get these bade haar and these big. Where will you wear it?
Right.
Like you'll wear it once in 2 years at some big wedding, and once you've worn it at one wedding, then you're done with it because you don't want to repeat it, and you can't really. So you need.
So how do you escape that? What would you recommend?
No, so that's what I'm saying. I think in the last 8-9 years, especially, that whole concept of saying ke, I'll buy one big set for 50 lakhs has people are going out so much in Bombay.
Yeah.
Or in this country as such.
Yeah.
And you need pieces every week. There are women who are going for kitty parties, and you're going out in the night, you're going partying, you're going, So, yeah, you need different pieces, right? You need
So you would recommend buy one chunky bracelet or buy chunky earrings, but don't go and buy an entire set, which you're not going to wear maybe once in 10 years.
My God, I would not say buy and don't buy it. I would say buy the set and buy.
And buy the chunky bracelet and the earrings.
No, in between,
all the mother-in-laws are not liking this conversation.
My mother-in-law is damn cool, I must tell you. I have converted her.
So would you do that for your customers now? Would you take their old jewelry and reinvent it for them?
Yeah, why not? It's so much fun, no? It's fun, and it's a little bit, it gives you a little bit of a challenge saying, okay, how do you preserve the tradition of the piece but at the same time you give it a twist,
Right.
Yeah, sure.
So give us something interesting that you've done with someone's jewelry.
What I was going to tell you is that we did a piece, we did a few pieces a while back where, it's a piece. It was like a pendant, which you could wear with a string of pearls. You could wear it as a bracelet with, so we made the same piece, and you could wear the same piece as a brooch.
Okay.
So you could get, 3 different looks in that one piece.
So how does it work? So it's attached to a string of pearls.
It's, attached.
Like one piece.
I can't explain it but to you.
Yeah.
So it's a piece. It's a
It's a jewelry piece.
It's a
which
jewelry
is attached
piece.
to
It's a pendant.
string of pearls.
So it has this whole twisted string of pearls, which you can wear it as a neck piece.
Yeah.
Then it has a hook behind it, so you unhook it,
Right.
and you can attach it to a bracelet,
Right.
like a string of pearls again on the hand, or a string of rubies or something.
Okay.
And then you unhook it again, and you put it on your jacket or your shirt or whatever, because it has
That's
a hook,
so
right?
cool.
So yeah, it was a very cool. Like you get like 3 different looks in one piece.
That's a great
which-
idea.
Yeah.
And is there any funny experience that you had with a customer? I'm sure there must have been funny experiences with mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws.
Yeah. During Flower Child days, I used to have this thing. In fact, one of these girls used to come quietly when her mom-in-law used to travel, saying, पता है हमारे घर में ना हम क्या चांदी नहीं पहनते ना, सिर्फ सोना पहनते, तो अभी वो नहीं है ना, तो मैं आपसे खरीद रही हूँ. I'm like, it's like you're committing a crime or something. So when I actually launched my fine jewelry line, I called her. I said, please, अभी आप आइए, अभी मैं सिर्फ सोना बेचूंगी.
Wow.
It was actually it was very cute.
Yeah,
sweet
of
girl.
course. So tell us
I
a
hope
little.
she doesn't hear this.
So tell us a little about the inspiration that goes behind your jewelry. Are you very historic in how you make things, or are you modern?
See, travel is definitely a big source of inspiration. So the first collection, I tied up with Gehna Jewelers in 2013.
Okay.
And my first collection for them was inspired by the jalis of Mecca.
Okay.
I went to Mecca, which is in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And it's a pilgrimage we do. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, while praying and while whatever, I was with my phone taking photographs of all the jalis all over. So Roshan was like, what are you doing? Are you praying or are you clicking pictures of the jalis all over this place? But the name of the collection was The Magic of the Mashrabiyas, which means Mashrabia and means jali in Arabic.
Okay.
So that entire collection was actually inspired by those jalis, and those photos were very handy.
Yeah, I'm sure. So explain a little bit about the collection. What was the design like? Was there
it was very beautiful. It was actually how do you say it in Hindi? Kya jharoke jo bolte hain na?
Yeah.
In Jaipur and everything. Of course, it was not inspired by Jaipur.
Right.
But we had beautiful work on earrings where we had like a bed of invisible, say, rubies or sapphires.
Wow.
And on top of that, we put jalis of diamonds, like we set it on top of those pieces.
Right.
So it just looked very pretty, very, very statement.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful collection, and it did really well. It was very well received.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear
So
that.
the thought behind
That's lovely.
it was something I'm very proud of.
Right. And I think that in the last few years, more than just being a jewelry designer, you've kind of evolved into almost a style icon.
My God, now you're really flattering
No, you
me.
have. And I've seen you walk for Malaga's show as a model. I'm sure you've done lots of stuff
Not as
like
a model,
that.
as myself.
As yourself, who's also a model, a part-time job. But
wish,
how do you think, was that a conscious effort, or is that something that just happened?
No, I think most of us, we all like clothes, right? We like fashion, we like to dress well, and I think in your 20s, you're still, finding your way and doing things and experimenting, and which you should, because, you can't take fashion so seriously. It's so boring then.
Right.
But I guess in your 30s, you definitely get very comfortable with who you are and your body and what you like and what you don't like. And so, I like well-dressed people, and I like being well-dressed. And sometimes I feel that all of us, we all have style, right?
Right.
It's like brands and fashion is something that you can buy.
Yeah.
But style is something what you do with it.
It's what sets you apart as well, right? I think that's what sets you apart from the regular jewelry designers, because I think people associate your pieces with you, which is, I think, what's really what is working for you, I think. And it's
That's
almost
very
like
sweet
a brand
of you. Thank
Shaheen
you. But
Abbas.
as I said, most of my pieces are really extension of what I like and my
Right.
personality. So if you're complimenting me, then thank you.
Is there any Indian clothing designer that you particularly like?
Oh my God, so many. They're all so good.
But do you get inspiration from
they're all so
anyone?
talented. No, not really. No, I
No?
create for my clients and myself.
Okay.
Like and that's true. My actual muse is the woman who wears my jewelry, buys my jewelry.
Right.
So, yeah. And I'm very selfish. I'm very selfish as a person who creates, because honestly, as crazy as this may sound, the first thought is, okay, what will I like to wear? Would I wear this?
Right.
So that's always been my thought process somehow.
So what is your favorite piece of jewelry?
Oh my God, I'm a tribal woman. I love wearing cuffs, bangles, bracelets, rings. Like I could be
everything associated
from
to the
wrist
hand.
to elbow. I could have jewelry. Like if there was no control over me, I would be wearing jewelry.
Wow.
Yeah, like I would fill my hands with jewelry. I just have this, obsession.
You love it.
I love it.
Well, on that blingy note, let's take a short break and we'll be right back.
It was rated Goregaon's most intelligent podcast. It was the best new podcast of the day when it was launched. And now, the irreverent brand of attempted humor and botched education is coming your way. You have many burning questions.
So what is the Brexit? What do mathematicians do, man? I mean...
Introducing Simplified, a weekly podcast that deconstructs issues around you, such as, what on earth is Bitcoin?
So Bitcoin is just another currency like the rupee or dollar. The difference here is it's a virtual currency.
Do resolutions in cameras really matter?
They think that just because a number is higher, what they're getting is actually more.
And encryption.
So encryption, is a process of encoding messages in such a fashion that only the intended recipient sees it in its intended format.
Hosted by Narendra Shanoy, a very wise man who can't stop making PG Woodhouse references. And Deepak Gopalakrishnan, who calls himself Chuck, a madman who can't stop making poor jokes.
Naren, what do you call a forest where you find all the latest news?
I don't have a good feeling about
that. A topical rainforest.
Follow Chuck and Naren as they scour Google and read Wikipedia for you and condense it into language you can understand. Simplified, helping you appear smarter to an audience that knows no different.
And we're back with Shaheen Abbas. Shaheen is now going to talk to us about the coolest fashion trends that are hitting the runways now. So Shaheen, tell us a couple of trends that you personally admire. I'll tell you one of mine, which I recently saw. So there's this really cool trend in hair. Have you heard of it? It's called the hidden rainbow.
Oh no, please tell me so I can try it like tomorrow.
It's very cool. Even I want to try it. So basically your hair looks, absolutely normal from the top. And then in the middle of your hair, when you lift it up, there's like this bright 7-colored rainbow.
Oh really?
And
How
it's
cool.
so beautiful. And you can do these lovely braids where, you show half of it and then the other hair. It's actually gorgeous. You should look it up. You should look up pictures online. So
in fact, I've just done red.
And it looks very, very nice.
I did red
on
4 months back, then I did red again, and now the red is it's like too less. So I was
You must try this and send me a picture then.
The rainbow thing sounds
must
quite
Google
cool.
it. Is there anything else in jewelry specifically that you really like in terms
I'm
of
working
trends?
on my new collection, which is very exciting, which I don't want to really talk about right now.
Okay.
But it's a very cool, it's a very cool Indian contemporary kind of thing that I'm working on. So
Okay.
For me, that's my new trend. So I'm going to create my own.
What do you think of body chains and I think they're doing so well right now.
See, I really like edgy stuff. I've always liked edgy stuff personally also.
Yeah.
I've always liked, as you said, body chains. I've liked spikes and studs and, I really like that kind of dressing and...
Yeah. Really you like the whole biker chic
I
look.
really like it, yeah. Though I may not do it a lot here or whatever, but I really like that compared to the more classic looks, I like the more rough and tough looks and...
So you must be loving the sneaker look right now.
Yeah.
Which is why you're in sneakers right now. But something like that, is there anything that you're following or you're not really a trends person?
Honestly, I've never really been a trends person because I've always felt, as I said, that... And I really mean that I just feel that, you see so many women, you meet so many women, even you, I'm sure.
Right.
And, it's not necessary that just because something is in trend, it will look good on you.
Yeah.
I feel bad when people do some things to themselves and it really looks it doesn't suit your body type or your, whatever.
Yeah.
So you have to make things work for yourself. So it may be in trend, it may not be in trend, but there has to be a balance, right? So you pick up something, you leave something, you create your own sense of, style and trend and whatever you may want to call it.
So
and that's always worked for me. So
I even heard of like young girls now sticking pearls on their eyebrows and on their cheekbones, and that's like the new blush on, which I think is a little bizarre.
So let's leave that for the young girls.
But exactly, like we were talking, right? They can experiment at that age. Is there any fashion faux pas that you've made? Like a funny incident?
So many.
Yeah.
Why are you making me do this?
No, you have to. You must. Come on. It's an inspiration
podcast.
for young girls who make fashion faux pas.
Shit, I don't even remember. There must be so many. Oh my God. Yes, I remember once. So we were in Singapore. I was very young. I was very stupid.
That's your disclaimer.
No, but it was fine because I thought I looked really hot and fabulous. And
that's all that matters,
and now when
honestly.
I see the photograph, I'm like, I look like a fool. So I had this half blue, half pink eyeshadow.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very whatever. And with red lipstick, I look like a bloody clown. I have pictures of it, seriously.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like,
We have to see
what
that.
am I thinking? What's on my cheek? What's on my eyes? Two-tone eyes.
Oh my God.
Badly done with your fingers. You know how it is?
Yeah.
So I've done a lot of...
Do you think
crazy.
it's a fashion faux pas to mix diamonds with jarao or kundan? Or no? Do you think that's totally okay?
Why? We use it in our jewelry also. No? We have pieces where you use, uncut diamonds and round brilliants.
Yeah. No,
and
like I mean,
cuts.
can you wear like a jarao necklace with diamond earrings?
If they marry well together and if they go well together, why not? Of course you can.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it can't look you know what I mean. Like right now we are talking.
Yeah.
But if the pieces are in front of you and if they kind of blend together, and if they, so why not?
In terms of structure, they should blend together, and then that's absolutely
like it has to have some sort of a, the look has to have some sort of a balance. So.
Yeah. So give our listeners a few tips and tricks. What are the 3 things that every bride should have in terms of jewelry in her box?
A crazy size solitaire for sure, because I love solitaires, and I really you must buy the biggest solitaire that you can afford, or your husband can afford, or your mother-in-law can afford, whoever. So
someone should afford
a solitaire definitely. A ring or rings, that's your choice. You should definitely go for tennis bracelets, I feel. Because they're so eternal. No? They're very simple, they're very classic.
So they're those thin, long chains that you wear with your watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So tennis, the list can go on,
Give us one more.
Then you buy a really, really pretty set. Like you buy a really nice bridal set.
Yeah.
Probably you could buy a set which kind of interconnects or connects. So you can... you can have probably 3 layers woven together. Then you can have 1 layer woven just with a white shirt and a skirt.
Right, so you can wear it as per the
one
occasion.
of those very well-designed sets which will give you lots of wear to it. Because as I told you, I'm obsessed with that. So.
And what are the 3 things that someone should look out for while buying a diamond piece?
See, it's very, I think it's very easy buying diamonds now because there's so much transparency.
Okay.
The 3 things, the general things, of course, you look for cut, color, clarity. You look for pieces. You should definitely go for pieces that are certified.
Okay.
Especially while buying your solitaires or even buying your cocktail jewelry. You should know it's certified from a good lab.
What is a good lab?
I don't know.
GIA?
Like no names, but like a good certified lab or whatever. A GIA, of course. GIA mostly certifies your solitaires.
Right.
So IGI, GIA, and there are a few more. See, there are from place to place, like from Bombay to Delhi.
Yeah.
The way of buying jewelry is very different in these 2 cities.
Okay.
Like here we are more into your quality and the color and everything. There they are more about size.
Right.
So it depends on person to person and client to client as to what they are willing to compromise on.
Okay.
So so these are the basic rules of, and I think if you're going to a good jeweler, a known person, the process is quite transparent.
Okay.
So it's,
Great. Thank you so much for all those tips, Shaheen, and we'll be right back after this break.
Hi, I am Ayaz Memon. In Season 2 of Cricketwala Chronicles, we are going to discuss some of the biggest controversies to hit the world of cricket. In this season, we will talk about corruption, racism and just poor sportsmanship that have been demonstrated over the history of the game. And we'll also marvel at how these controversies have only made cricket stronger in the long run. Tune in to Sawan every Wednesday and remember to follow the show to get updates when new episodes are out.
Welcome back, guys. Now we're going to dive straight into a super fun rapid fire round with Shaheen Abbas, ace jewelry designer from Mumbai. So, Shaheen, are you ready?
Yes,
Okay,
completely.
let's get started. So, what comes first, Shaheen, the design or the stone?
The design.
Okay. Your muse?
Me.
Your favorite stone?
Emeralds. I like
Okay.
emeralds.
Traditional or modern?
Modern. With a twist of tradition.
Okay.
Yeah. As I
That's
told you, I
interesting.
like very edgy stuff. So
Okay, but
yeah.
modern, not in like the square designs and stuff.
No,
just
no,
contemporary in
Yeah,
design.
yeah.
Okay, most stylish woman in Bollywood.
Deepika. I like Deepika's style.
What do you like about her style?
See, I think she gets away with so much because of the height and the figure and the way she is naturally. So
Yeah.
she can just carry off. Most things look nice on her. She looks lovely.
Okay.
So yeah, Deepika.
Would you get a tattoo, and what would it be?
I have so many tattoos.
Oh, you do?
already. Yeah.
So tell us about one of them.
So I have my kids' names on my wrist.
Okay.
Which I got in New York because I'm so forgetful. So what if one day I just forget what they're called?
I hope you didn't tell them that.
Of course I've told them that and they know I'm crazy, so it's okay. I have a butterfly on my back which is something I should not have done, which was very long back.
Okay.
And I have a sisterhood tattoo on my ankle, which is a little star. So all of us, we are 4 sisters and we all have it.
Oh wow.
So we call
okay.
it the sisterhood
Oh,
tattoo.
lovely.
Yeah.
So define success.
Happiness and being internally very proud and content of what you are and what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your biggest strength?
Roshan.
Okay. Creativity or commerce? What's more important to you?
A marriage of both.
Okay.
Yeah, because you need both to survive
Okay.
and to be happy and to be successful. So,
Yeah. To have meaning and purpose to what you're doing, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Who is your fashion icon, internationally or Indian?
You know who I really like? I like Blake Lively very much.
Yeah.
I really like her.
Yeah.
Like I just feel that she's like such a cool chick to just watch. Yeah, and
She doesn't try very hard.
that's what I was just going to say. That she doesn't take herself so seriously.
Yeah.
Like her vibe is really nice.
It's very relaxed and
yeah.
chilled.
So
Yeah.
I really like her.
Who do you think has great taste in jewelry in Bollywood?
Rekha.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rekha.
What kind of jewelry does she wear?
Rekha wears, you've always seen her with very traditional, gold
South
sets
Indian
and temple
gold,
jewelry,
yeah.
that kind of stuff. But yeah, like Rekha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your favorite era in Indian history?
क्या पूछ रहे हो? No, I don't know.
No?
No,
Nothing that stands
nothing,
out?
No.
Okay. Fame or money?
Okay, money.
Money.
Yeah. So many famous people can be. Yeah, so money.
Okay. What would your best friend say about you?
Shit, you need to ask her.
What do you think behind your back?
No, they say very nice things.
I'm sure, but
I have my my tribe of people are very
tight.
Yeah, I think they'll say that she I put my foot in my mouth all the time. I am rude to a point of where I can make you cry in like a second.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I would not think that at all, Shaheen.
Yeah, I'm very blunt. So
Okay.
which does not go well for me, but now they know me so well, so now they tolerate me.
Okay.
So yeah.
And lastly, what makes you smile?
Oh God, so many things. My children, Roshan, my sisters, shopping, bags. I'm a bag lady. Jewelry. Yeah.
You know, I
Lots
think
of
I
things.
love the fact that you are just so, open about money and bags and
No,
these
but-
things, because
but-
I think every girl feels that
Yeah,
way.
but
and I
aren't
think
we
it's
all like-
fantastic. Absolutely, that's what we live for, right? That's
Yeah.
what fashion and style, and that's what it's about. So jumping right into our next section, which is actually taking in questions from our listeners. So Saloni Roy has asked, is quality more important than size while shopping for jewelry?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, yeah. Unless you are looking for something which is not very expensive and which you just want to probably wear for 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And because there are some pieces which are so trendy that after 6 months you're actually bored of them. You're like, oh shit, why did I buy this?
Yeah.
So unless that's the case, but quality, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely go for, 18 karat hallmarked gold, good quality diamonds.
Okay. Pratima Banerjee wanted to ask you, how do you shop for jewelry in a budget?
How to shop for jewelry in a budget? I think, what does that mean exactly?
So I would think that, would you buy less stuff, or would you just buy smaller stuff, or, would you go to certain areas in India where you would get better
See, what
deals?
you could do is you could probably downsize the scale, like the piece could be probably smaller. Instead, in terms of the, we use diamonds that are E, F, G, H in terms of color. Probably you could use a slightly lower color.
Yeah.
A slightly lesser clarity.
Yeah.
Not the really, like, you don't go really down the scale.
Yeah.
But you could probably just bring, tweak it a bit here, tweak it
little
a bit there. And yeah, you could easily...
Are there any really hidden finds in India that you would recommend girls on a budget to go to?
I'm sorry?
Any hidden finds in India where you get really reasonly priced
You're talking
jewelry?
about gold jewelry, diamond jewelry?
Any
what?
sort of jewelry.
I think you get all over the country you have pieces, right? Which suits all our pockets.
Yeah.
So Jaipur, like for example,
Would be
Jaipur
great.
has, like I used to do all my silver manufacturing. My unit was there.
Yeah.
They have lovely pieces. So I think these days a lot of people, you cater from, A to Z. So, your budget, your look, your taste. There is a space for all of that.
So on that note, thank you so much, Shaheen, for coming into our studio and talking to us.
Not at all. Thank you for having me.
And we look forward to seeing you grow from success to success and seeing your
Inshallah.
latest collection. Thank you so much.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. We'll see you again next week. In the meanwhile, you can stay in touch on Facebook at Styleogram Official and on Instagram at Styleogram_official. Until then, keep it stylish.